Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of Unique Adventures. Alright everybody, in this episode I'm going to be showing you the top upgrades we have made to our 2018 JAYCO JayFlight 267 BHSW. So the first upgrade that we made, and we actually did this pretty well right when we bought the trailer because we knew that we had to have it, was upgraded our sleeping or upgraded our mattresses. The mattresses in any of these newer RVs are, I ain't even gonna lie, they're pretty much garbage. You either have to put a memory foam topper on, which is kind of what we did at first, or you can do just an upgraded mattress. I want to say for a couple $100, our first upgrade was a Zinus 8-inch memory foam Camper Queen mattress. This thing was a complete game changer. We slept on our stock mattress with an overlay, with like a 3-inch memory foam overlay, and it was pretty rough that first night. That was the last night I slept on that mattress. We immediately got our 8-inch Zinus put in here and has been smooth sailing ever since. Kind of retroing back off of that, we also, on our kids' bunks as well, we also did the 3-inch memory foam topper. We actually recycled the queen size one that we took off of ours that we'd already purchased from Costco. We molded it, we cut it down to fit into our top bunk, and then just bought a twin-sized 3-inch memory foam topper for the bottom. It doesn't quite go to the edge, but it's just fine. It covers about 85% of the surface area down there, and the kids don't complain about how they sleep, nor have any of the adults that we've had sleep in those areas. So the number one upgrade to do is to change out your mattresses or upgrade the mattress setup for sleeping. The number two upgrade that we did was add some more shelving to our 267. If you have one, obviously you know the entertainment center in the front of the trailer is there's no shelves in it. It's very narrow in length, and it's also very tall. So there's not a whole lot you can do. You put like maybe something on the bottom, and then there's just a ton of wasted space. So we actually put 2 or 3 shelves in there, and actually went to the dollar store, pre-measured what those heights would be, and made those shelves to fit those, so that we could fit the little knicky-knacks. I've got stuff in there that's got games and pens and all sorts of different things. I've also got a little catch-all place that's got like batteries and our DC inverter that plugs in for our TV, stuff like that. So now it's actually a lot more usable of space. We also did another shelf above the cooktop area too. I also felt that that was wasted space up there, so we actually put the shelf in up there as well. We actually colored it, and if you open up both of these cabinets, it pretty much looks like a factory piece. You wouldn't even know that we made it. When we did make them though, I very much wanted to preface that I didn't mount them into any of the paneling so that I could pull them out and send it right back to stock if I wanted to. So everything is either drilled or nailed into itself, and it's just kind of free floating in there, which makes it nice if down the road I go to sell this trailer and I want to take it back to stock. I can just take those things out and no harm, no foul. So the next upgrade we're going to talk about is our front bed. In case you were not aware, a lot of these trailers that have the lift through front passage into the pass-throughs, they've only got maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch particle MDF plywood down there to that the mattress goes on, so it does kind of sag in the middle. So we went online and we saw some other people actually put a middle bracing system between the pass-through, which we did, and you'll see in the pictures here. We upgraded that, made everything a lot more sturdy. It was definitely one of the best upgrades that we done. It definitely stabilized everything. We also put another piece of board over the top of that as well, just to give it a little bit more stability, and since we've done that, we haven't had any problems. If you do have one of these JAYCO trailers with that elevating bed and that front pass-through open area there, I would strongly recommend that you make the same upgrade that we made, or something very similar, to kind of increase that stability. And so one of the other upgrades that we did as well, we did find that in the pass-through areas or in some of the cabinets, it's sometimes a little hard to see some of the things that are in there. There's no lights actually put in those areas. I'm not sure if it's just because of the price point of the trailer or what, but there's no lights in any of the pass-throughs. So what we found was a great alternative. Was we picked up a ton of these guys here, and we put them in the pass-throughs. We put them in some of the shelves. You can pick these guys up at like Harbor Freight. They're on sale a lot during the year for like $2 a piece. They're battery powered. Hit the switch and you're good to go. They make some of them with like dimmer dials that you can use as well. We've got numerous of these things around, and you just Velcro them back on, and you've got a lot of great light underneath your trailer in some of those dark areas. Now you could step that up a little bit. You can buy some other lights that are motion activated on Amazon. I know they've got a bunch of them that are probably on there for like $15-20 for a set. You could go that way too. But if you were in a pinch and you just got your trailer and you were like, man, I want to put some lights in, typically, like I said, on sale, $2. Sometimes if they're on sale, they're like $2. If they're not on sale, they're like $3 to $5 a piece at Harbor Freight. Like I said, we've got a ton of them in the trailer. I also carry like 3 or 4 of them just in my electrical bag, just in case I need to put one somewhere. So definitely a good upgrade. And another great addition that we made, obviously when we put in our TV, the spot that the TV kind of goes into, it doesn't really have a dedicated place for a DVD player. Now the DVD player also takes a lot, it takes battery power, or you have to use the AC jack or the house power for that. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're boondocking, you either have to have a power inverter to run those things, or you got to have your generator on to do that. So we actually, when we hooked up our TV, I kind of was thinking outside the box, like, okay, well, I don't want to carry around a DVD player. What should I do? So another cool tip that we had, we're Apple people, or at least I am. My wife isn't, but I'm an Apple person, so I have my iPads, I have my phone. I actually got this guy here. This is a lightning to HDMI cable. Obviously now, if you've got the newer versions, I'm assuming they make this with a USB-C to HDMI output. I can actually output my iPad right into the TV. So a good little tip for you, if you have downloaded or if you have Netflix or Amazon Video and you can download some of those shows onto your iPad, you can just hook it straight up to there and watch those shows with no problem. All the sound, all the video comes through. Definitely, you don't have to worry about carrying around DVDs or whatnot. You just download what you think you're going to watch, and then you can just plug it into your TV. You don't have to power the DVD player. Obviously, the iPad uses a lot less power than a DVD player is. And then the only thing that you would have to power at that point would be the TV itself. We also bought a solar generator. If we are boondocking and I don't want to hook up, I can use that solar generator, plug the TV directly into that. I can get like 4 to 6 hours on that little generator hooked up to the TV, and it works out well. Or you can get a little small cigarette lighter DC power inverter, because you do have that spot down there that's 110, no, it's DC, 12 volt outlet down there, and you just plug that right into there and put your TV right into that, and then you're running your TV off of your batteries that are mounted in the front of the trailer. And our last upgrade so far that we've done in the last year that was fairly important to us. This may not be important to everybody, but for us, upgrading our batteries. We are hopefully this year going to do a lot more boondocking. We did a little bit last year, but I want to do a lot more of it this year. The house battery that they put in these things is only that you get from the dealership. They do not invest a lot of money into these batteries. I think the way it computed, it didn't even have the amp hour rating on the battery itself. It ended up being like 50 or 60 amp hours. Now mind you, with anything besides a lithium battery, if you take it down more than 50%, you're going to destroy the battery. So essentially, figure on if you're using lead acid or if you're using AGM, figure that you're only going to be able to use half the amp hours that are on there. So the battery that it came with was only, what, 50, 60 amp hours. So we took that 12 volt battery out and we went to Costco and we got 2 6-volt batteries that we wired up in series to make 12 volts. Now I have gone from 50, 60 amp hours all the way up to 200, 225 amp hours. That's a big jump. It was a $200 upgrade because the batteries cost about $100 a piece after tax. So $200 upgrade, but you almost 300%, 250, 300% increase your battery capacity. So you go from 25, 30 usable amp hours all the way up to 100 to 110. So if you're boondocking, that is the minimum you should probably be running with, is 2 6-volt batteries. If you only have that one battery, you're not going to have a lot of power. So it definitely was probably one of the best upgrades that we did to our trailer. Alright everybody, well that is going to wrap up another episode of Unique Adventures. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed so that you make sure you don't miss any of the videos that we have coming out. If you have other upgrades that you found important to your trailer, whether it be a JAYCO or not, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other people are deeming really important with their trailers and upgrading, because upgrading seems to be something that you're constantly doing to these RVs just to kind of customize them and make them your own. So with that, we'll see you in the next video, and safe camping everybody.